I thank the gentleman. Mr. Speaker, I rise in strong support of my amendment to H.R. 2810, the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2018, to prohibit federal funds from being used to implement the United Nations Arms Trade Treaty unless the Senate first ratifies the treaty. This language is identical to the version of my amendment that was enacted into law in last year's NDAA and reflects the consistent will of the American people and the unified position of Congress in opposition to this misguided and dangerous treaty. The UNATT is a deeply flawed agreement signed by the Obama administration in 2013. It would undermine our national sovereignty, harm our most vulnerable allies, and threaten the Second Amendment rights of every single American. Turning over our arms trade policy to the United Nations is just wrong-headed. UNTT would force the United States, the world's most important defender of liberty and democracy, onto equal footing with the world's worst dictatorships and terror sponsors. It would readily politicize by bad actors around the world to try to stop America from providing arms to our friends and allies, including Israel, South Korea, and others. In short, just like gun control, it would stop the good from doing good without stopping the bad from doing bad. Congress has stood strong for the past 6 years on this issue. Together, we were successful at stopping the Obama administration from ever implementing this treaty or using hard-working American taxpayer dollars to promote it. Nevertheless, our work is not over. One of former President Obama's parting shots as he left office was to submit the UNATT to our colleagues in the Senate for ratification, even though he knew it was dead on arrival. Regardless of who's seated in the Oval Office, renewing this ban is important because no presidency is permanent. A future administration may well try even harder to put this treaty into effect. Fortunately, in Donald Trump, we now have a president who believes in protecting our sovereignty in every possible way. America should never cede its sovereignty to the United Nations to determine its arms trade policies. Therefore, in addition to supporting this amendment, I strongly urge President Trump and Secretary Tillerson to take the final step and officially withdraw the United States from the UN Arms Trade Treaty once and for all. It's time to tear it up. I urge my colleagues to stand with me in support of the Second Amendment and our nation's sovereignty and vote in support of my amendment. Thank you, and I yield back.